Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Danielle, and today we're going to talk about essential oils, pairing them with peptides. So, just as a little background, my background is in essential oils. I have done massive research as well as my doctoral dissertation on essential oils and mental health. So, that's my forte. I teach about essential oils. I've partnered with the company doTERRA, which has the most pure essential oils in the world. And I really help people revolutionize their mental health, their physical health with essential oils. Lately, and as you being part of my community, I love to share different things that I'm learning, and I'm also pairing with my essential oil use. And one of those is peptides. So, for those of you who don't know what peptides are, they are amino acid chains. And right now, there's a lot of talk about peptides. So, I just want you to know I do not work for a peptide company. I'm just going to share with you the company that I use and trust. You can do your own research. The company knows I have a large holistic brain community, so they've given me a discount code for you guys to use if you do want to order through them. So that's a little of the upfront. Let me get started. And again, this is not some huge presentation as far as like a peptide in depth, because I am not a peptide rep. It's not, I am using them in conjunction with my essential oils and loving it. And I wanted to share that with you. So first off, the company that I have been using is Celia. And so Celia is a couple things about them is they're based in the US. They form their peptides in the US. They're not purchased in China. They use them from human cells as well as yeast and synthetics. And so they combine them in an FDA approved lab. They also have medical personnel that do consults with you, because this is especially if you're diving in new. I don't recommend just going to the black market and figuring and trying to buy something. It's really nice to get started where you can have some, like it says, expert support right here, and they can do personalized protocols. They do have genetic testing you could do as well, but I just want to introduce you to what peptides are. So I created a little, you guys know me, I like to use these education wheels, these color wheels. So I've created this. I'm going to give this to you at the end, but I'm going to talk about first what is a peptide, and then I'm going to just go through some brief programs, but talking about some essential oils to support that. So first off, as you can see, they are amino acid chains that in our body that help regulate hormones, enzymes, immune responses, and they can help with everything from brain health, gut health, aging, hormone health, and one of the major ones right now is weight loss. As far as availability, I don't know. I know there are in the UK. I don't know other parts of Europe or Israel, but I know they're very heavily available in the US. So, so that's a little bit about peptides. When you purchase them, they usually come in a little glass vial like this. And you use, I brought my needle out to show you, use a needle and you put just a little bit in there and you put it inside. So they're building blocks for many, many of our health goals, and specifically, me about brain health, cognitive function. But you can see so many other things on here as well. There's ones for anxiety, depression, brain fog, sleep, anti-aging, and energy. Lots of different reasons to use them in conjunction with your essential oils. So I won't go into all of the science here, but I just find it a little fascinating. I mean, there's all these different types of peptides, including hormonal peptides, neural peptides, enzyme inhibitors, so they help with your immune system as well. Use as an application, you can use them for therapeutic, performance, anti-aging, cosmetic, and weight loss. I'll share with you some that I use that I, enjoying for my goals that are helping with my also conjunction with my essential oil use. But here's 3 different ways you apply them: injection, topical, oral. There's also nasal. So there's different ways they're creating stabilizing them to do applications. And just so you know, when you order, like if you do from Celia, they'll answer. I am not a peptide like education consultant at all. I am sharing just a little bit of my knowledge. And what I like about Celia is you can do a doctor consult. Well, every protocol you order comes with a doctor consult, just so you know. So they have different mechanisms of action in your body by binding to specific receptors, on the surface of the cell. They also can help like growth hormone releasing peptides that stimulate the pituitary gland to release growth hormone, which can help increase muscle growth and fat metabolism. So those are some of the ones I'm using to help. And let's see, I don't need to go through all these, but I do want you to have a view of this because I will give this e-guide to you afterwards. Okay, let's see, types of peptides. Immune cellular health is another really big one. Neuroprotection, neurotransmission, and hormone regulation. So they can help in wound healing, neurodegenerative diseases, and then some benefits of peptides. You can have immediate effects as well as long-term. So they interact again with your cells, activating different intercellular pathways. And if you know anything about essential oils, they do the same, similar thing, different action. Essential oils are not peptide or amino acid chains, but they can interact with your amino acid chains, and they interact with your cells on the outside as well as the inside of the cells, as well as your DNA, your telomeres. We know essential oils can do a lot of this. So combining them is a pretty powerful therapeutic is what I have found. So just a little bit about Celia. They are FDA approved lab. They have COAs, which means certificate analysis on all their products, and they're made from a high quality. Again, I do recommend you do your research on the quality. You can ask them as well about it. But here's a little bit about Celia, just so you know when I'm talking, I'm going to really refer to this company versus me just saying all peptides in general, because there's so many in the gray area that I can't speak to that. So okay, so that's your overview. I want to check in with you guys. If you have any questions on peptides, definitely let me know. Any questions you have in the chat box as we're going. Okay, so let's go to weight management. I think this is one of the most exciting. So, Becca asked if they use a compounding pharmacy. That's a good question. You have to ask them. I'm not 100% sure, but they make their own. That's a good question. We'll have to look on their website if it says that. Okay, so we're going to talk about weight and metabolism. I think this is a big one. And you'll see I don't have like every single peptide in here that can do weight and metabolism. I have a few. In fact, let's go back to their website because this is, just how I can navigate. So we go weight and metabolism. There's a couple different ways that it can work in weight. And again, I recommend you do the consult with a doctor if you want to start with Celia to start doing this. But you have what's called GLP-1s, and there's a couple GLP, 2 and 3. There's tirzepatide and retatrutide. I'll talk mostly about them to start with. These have a mechanism of action that work within your digestive health, your metabolism, and they also help with so they were created, well, especially semaglutide and tirzepatide were created for obesity, meaning I can't feel full and I have food cravings all the time. So both of these, but I would say more I know about tirzepatide. It's not one I have taken, but I have a lot of friends that have. It helps to increase metabolism, but also helps to so your body has that signal that you're full, so you don't overeat. So this would be a good way, especially if you're trying to watch calories, tirzepatide. And then retatrutide does, similar again. There's a lot more you can learn about the mechanism of action, but this helps with also muscle, defining your muscles, a little bit more on, or a little bit less on the appetite suppression. So these two specifically, I've had a lot of friends with tirzepatide get great results when they have been at a space in their life they're pretty overweight or even 20 pounds overweight. They've had great results if they struggle with like maybe holidays, you struggle with overeating and things like that. This can help control that so that you can control your weight. And retatrutide as well. This is a peptide. I have what I'm trying to say. I have on order to try. Um, so for metabolism. And so as you age, our metabolism does as well. So I like that that's more metabolism focused. So here's like for as far as like pairing them with essential oils. So both of these, tirzepatide and retatrutide, um, you want to ensure, especially with appetite suppression, that you're getting nutrients. This is not a starve yourself to lose weight because you can lose weight by starving yourself, but you will absolutely mess up your metabolism. So that you want to be sure, like with working with the doctor, that your dosage is where you can still eat. And what I recommend is doing to improve that metabolism as well and that insulin metabolism with processing sugars and carbs, taking the MetaPower. So you want to do the MetaPower essential oil in your water, the MetaPower, what's it called? The little capsules, the ones that work with your insulin. Oh my gosh, now I forgot. I think it's just called MetaPower. I can't remember if there's something else with the name. Assist. Thank you. I knew there was something. So taking this with MetaPower Assist, but the most foundational for me is the VMG. Keeping the VMG going every single day so you're ensuring you're getting nutrients. And then the other thing you want to ensure with when you do things like this is that you're getting enough protein. Okay. So you don't want to, if you lose, I've seen a lot of people lose a lot of weight with this, but also they start to lose like the fat in their face and in other areas that aren't as desirable. So you just want to work with the doctors to do that and then retatrutide. So that's a little bit about a couple of the weight loss ones. There's also weight metabolism that doesn't different than the GLPs, MOTS-C, and this helps with increasing energy and promotes. This is also an anti-aging. So I have this also on my repertoire that I'm taking. So I really like the MOTS-C. This one has helped. It's just great for anti-aging. I think I have it in here. Let me just go in here and see. There we go. MOTS-C. I can tell you a little. Enhance cellular metabolism and energy, exercise endurance recovery, longevity and anti-aging. It helps increase fat breakdown, which is great. So for me, I'm not overweight. In fact, I barely get enough protein in each day. And so I'm not trying to curb my appetite more. I just want to increase metabolism and also target areas of fat that come with my aging process. And so I'm doing more the anti-aging and metabolism type weight loss. So you just kind of look at what kind of weight loss are you looking for. So for me, I make sure I do the VMG, the collagen every single day. And I'm doing my electrolytes and protein to ensure I'm, getting enough calories as well as improving my metabolism. So another thing about, Celia's website is their protocols that you see. I figured this out after, a little while. Their price is per month. So if that requires like more than just like one vial, then it includes that the vials or the per month price. So that I thought that was good because it kind of helps okay, I'm budgeting in, I'm focused on weight loss. I'm going to budget in this amount for this auto ship. Okay, so Sermorelin I have not done Sermorelin, but this is also weight and metabolism. You can see it comes in both a vial and a nasal spray, but this one helps with growth hormone. so your human growth hormones, and helps with tightness of skin. What you want to, well, let me go into the Morellins, I would say. Okay. Oops, wrong one. I keep doing that. Let me go right here. So that's a lot of your weight management. There's some other things in here, but I really would prefer you do, because like I said, I'm not an educational consultant for them. But to do a consult with the company and know where to start. So I've been doing, let's see, I think it's under longevity. So this is kind of our anti-aging, tesamorelin. So there's sermorelin, tesamorelin, ipamorelin, hexamorelin, I think I've seen as well. There's a lot, but those interact with your human growth hormone. Now, that's a great thing, especially it starts to be reduced, but you also have to be aware that it helps your cells grow, and that means any unhealthy cells too. So you do want to be careful on it. So with the morellins, like the sermorelin, or where is it? Maybe it's not under longevity. I want to find the tesamorelin real quick. But you want to make sure you're doing DDR prime and frankincense capsules, because DDR prime and frankincense capsules ensure that your body is helping your cells that are unhealthy, helping them complete the apoptosis process. So as I've been on tesamorelin, I am taking DDR prime and frankincense capsules every day because those help inhibit cancerous and tumorous-like cells. So I wonder if it's in performance and recovery, the tesamorelin. They all kind of cross different paths because they'll help with weight loss and longevity. There's tesamorelin. So, so tesamorelin, if you look at it, oh, that's right. They changed their website, but it helps with visceral fat, as you can see, growth hormone releasing, muscle protein synthesis, lots of other things, cognitive, sleep recovery. So that's one of the things I've noticed the most with taking it is my sleep, because as hormones have been shifting, my sleep has been disrupted. And so I've been able to sleep straight through the nights, pretty much every night, which has been great, like 8-9 hours. So you feel much better just because of that. I also noticed like energy with being able to like work out and do my weights, just a lot more energy. So that's a little bit about some of the, let's see, what was I on? Okay, I wanted to go back to longevity. Longevity / women hormones, and just with taking a morellin, I would just be sure you're on DDR prime and frankincense. In fact, they have said, like, if you have a history of cancer, they don't recommend to take those. And to be honest, I have had a history of cancer. So I was really, really careful and thoughtful about it. And I decided to try it and do my DDR prime and frankincense, and I've been fine, which is good. But I do DDR prime and frankincense capsules throughout the year. Like, I don't stop doing those just because of the benefit of breaking down cancerous cells in your body and tumors. So okay, so there we go. Now we're on longevity. So just doing an introduction. There's a lot you can learn about peptides and longevity. In fact, I think this is what gets me the most excited, is the longevity aspect. So I haven't tried the nasal sprays here, but I'm interested in it just because some of them, here's another thing. Becca, I think it was you, this kind of surprised me. I didn't realize this would happen. I shouldn't think about it. When you inject them at the site, sometimes it can really hurt. And it feels like, I guess, a bee sting. I've never had a bee sting, but someone said, yeah, it's like a bee sting. And I was like, oh, okay. Knock on wood. I've never in my whole life had a bee sting. Crazy. But this, when you inject it, it can feel like a bee sting. So I love that we have essential oils for that. I've been using Iliaki, so Hawaiian sandalwood. And I've also done my Immortel roller. So I do Immortel at the injection site, and then or sandalwood, one of the two, but just depends on what I have on hand real quick. She laughs, yeah, it can hurt. And some of them can sting way worse. And so that's why you work with Celia, who can help you navigate the concentration amount for you, because you reconstitute them with bacteriostatic water. So they sometimes with just the different concentrations that it can take lessen the sting at least a little bit. So so that's why some of these that are in nasal, it's like, oh, okay, instead of like poking and stinging myself, the nasal spray is interesting. I haven't done it yet. So NAD plus, we know there are, in fact, let me see in here, longevity. I'm going to skip over to longevity. Okay, so we have NAD plus in a lot of our essential oil products, which is great. So our VMG, our Advantage Collagen has the NAD plus. This is one of your like best for anti-aging. So it supports energy, cellular energy, enhances DNA repair, improves cognitive function, stimulates neuroplasticity. So I like that, and reduces neuroinflammation. So as far as like neuroinflammation, we have a lot of essential oils that do the same. Frankincense is highly anti-inflammatory, neural, as well as turmeric. So turmeric duo capsules that have essential oil and curcuminoids. So I would pair NAD plus with turmeric capsules. There's several others in here. I'll just go into ones that I'm more familiar with because of playing around with, but epitalin. This one is one you do like for 10 consecutive days. I mean, and it depends. Sometimes this one says duration a month on, but sometimes they'll tell you do it for 10 days and then wait for 6 months and then do it again. So there's like different protocols. These aren't always a daily thing, but epitalin is known for anti-aging, increased lifespan, enhanced sleep quality, which is I love right now. Antioxidant, immune, anti-inflammatory, vital energy, cognitive support, and improves skin health. So I like all of these for the anti-aging benefits. So that's one I would recommend. I do enjoy it. And pairing any of these longevity, you'd be pairing with using essential oils on your skincare, especially the Immortelle serum to tighten and reduce blemishes on your skin. Other things you can do are the Advantage collagen as well as the turmeric, like I talked about. I have not tried this one, but oh, this says hair foam because they have a hair foam and they have it in a serum in a peptide bottle. But it has a lot of great benefits for anti-aging and skin and hair, boosts collagen, all sorts of things. I have heard though that this one stings like no other for a while after you inject it. Celia does create a hair foam and in it, so you just put it topically on your head. And I don't know if that stings. I just know the injection. It's a copper. It's with copper injection. That's what the CU is copper. So, okay, so there's some of your longevity. And I'm going to just quickly, okay, hormones. I think I talked about these already, which are the ipamorelins, the morellins. So it's a longevity, performance, recovery, growth hormone, anti-aging effects, joint and bone health, fat loss. This helps with sleep as well. So your morellins can be great for hormones because of the growth hormone. And then I thought this was great. Kisspeptin is a woman's fertility hormone. So helps regulate reproductive function, fertility enhancement, male and female or male fertility, sexual health, so neuroendocrine effects. So this is it's just wonderful. We have some ideas and options. And as far as pairing for fertility, women's fertility, men's fertility, especially for women's fertility, would be the yarrow palm. So yarrow pomegranate is an excellent one in doing a drop under your tongue. This is going to help with phytoestrogens and xenoestrogens in the body that are blocking your receptor sites for estrogen. Okay. Okay, awesome. I see your message, Sherry. That's great. So here we go. Let's go into our last, but not least. I'm going to do brain health, but I'm going to go back to their website. As you can see, there's tons you can look at for longevity. I've been interested in trying Humanin. I do have SS31 I'm going to try. So there's so many fun things. I have like a 6-month protocol that I do. I don't do a ton of stacking. I'm really careful with just using, for now anyway, one or two at a time and just seeing how my body does before adding other things. And as I said, you can work with the doctors here on Celia. Okay, so last, we'll see, there's gut health, skin, hair, performance recovery. We're going to brain health, and that's going to be the last of our little bit of our overview. Lots of different peptides for brain health, NAD plus, as you have seen in multiple places, SS31. These are going to be anti-inflammatory as well as neuromodulatory, so helping with neurotransmission in the brain, cellular health, mitochondria. Oh, that is NAD plus. NAD plus, we already said, humanin, epitalin. But a couple of them that I wanted to give attention to specifically. So SS31 is great for neurodegenerative disease prevention. Okay, so that's going to be your cognitive health, your Alzheimer's, your memory support. Here's another really good one, Celac. That's kind of a weird name to say. I don't know if I've ever said it out loud. I've read it, but never said it. So it's anxiolytic peptide. So that means it's going to interact with your anxiety receptors, and so probably more on your GABA and aminobutyric acid, and as well as your glutamic acid. Cognitive enhancement, mood improvement, stress, so neuroprotective. So this is a really, really good brain one. I, I would recommend something like this alongside of your adaptive and turmeric capsules and copaiba capsules. So you can also use the oils of adaptive and copaiba. I wouldn't recommend the turmeric oil. It's so stinky. It's so wretchedly smelling. So I like the capsules. I don't have to smell it. So this will be great in conjunction with copaiba, adaptive, and turmeric duo capsules. Turmeric duo capsules are really good for memory preservation. So I would really recommend doing those. And copaiba is also good for memory, but anxiety and mood. And so it's like, this reminds me of the similar effects of copaiba, but they interact in different methods in the brain. So it is a bit different. So there's a little bit on some brain. Let's see. It also comes in a nose spray. And then CMAX is one I've found interesting. I have not tried. Cognitive enhancement, neuroprotective and healing, mood and stress, mental alertness, support for neuroplasticity. So this would be something that you might want to use. Like, I would almost say it's like your peppermint pick you up your in-tune essential oil, but also has mood and stress. So some citrus type oils, increasing that mental alertness is going to be, so it says right here, it stimulates the BDNF, which is your brain-derived neurotropic factor. Copaiba also does that. So you could take this alongside of copaiba capsules to support BDNF. And this helps with neuroplasticity and modulates, it says, key neurotransmitters. Most likely the neurotransmitters that are involved, like serotonin, norepinephrine, in mood as well as stress. So, okay, so that's kind of my, little introduction to things that I'm playing around with my oils. My biggest, caution for you would be to use these, work with somebody. That's why I like, the Celia model, is use these in conjunction with some support, in conjunction with talking over with a medical professional about dosing and all the questions that you have. And then secondly, ensuring you're getting vitamins, minerals, greens, collagen, all these other sources This, you can't just inject something and think, well, okay, well, I'll be good. We have to have nutrition. If we want our metabolism, to be improved by these, and our muscle, defining our muscles with these performance uh, peptides, we've got to be doing the weights, the nutrition, the cardiovascular, all of those things alongside with it. But I get excited about some of the things we can do as you're, shopping on here that you'll see. Now, as I said in the beginning, the company, just because they knew my audience was into holistics as well, they have given me a discount code for you to get 10% off. So that's great. And there's a shop now button here. So I'll put this in the chat box so those of you on the live can access it right now, but I'll also put it in my channel, my Brain Talks and Trainings channels. And I just want to check in before I close this up and just see, do you guys have any questions? I know most people couldn't get on live, but I had a ton of people asking me for the recording. So any questions for those of you on? It looks like Becca and Tom are what's left on the live. Any questions? No, all good. Love the pairings. Yeah, there's so much more we can do with the pairings too. I just wanted to do a quick overview, but okay, wonderful, you guys. I will be sharing the recording as well as the little peptide guide that I created to get us started anyway, and have fun doing. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited that even though the aging process, I don't, I'm not looking to try to do major surgery, plastic surgeries, or anything to myself. I just want to healthily age. And essential oils already have so many anti-aging properties. So utilizing that in conjunction with amino acid chains in our body, nutrition and exercise, I mean, it's just a wonderful combination. So have so much fun, and I will send everybody the link for the peptide guide that I created. Okay, have a good day, you guys. Bye-bye.